So Oumar, you're from Burkina Faso, and you were explaining how the trouble in Mali has been spilling over into your country. And you were talking about the chain of causality, how climate change has such a dangerous knock-on effect. Could you take me through that again?
Thank you very much. I am Oumar Zombre. I'm coming from Burkina Faso, West Africa. My country is bordering Mali, Niger, Togo, Benin, Cote d'Ivoire, and I'm in London. I'm in UK currently at the University of Oxford for a fellowship, and it's with pleasure that I am discussing with you this morning. Yes, everything is linked in this world. It's not right to think that climate change is only about flood and long droughts. Climate change is shaping also the the uh, the
The way
the
people
way
behave.
people behave in my country. Because with climate change, what we see in Burkina Faso is a long drought and also the scarcity of rainfalls, which has an immediate impact on the yields, because farmers are no more able to cultivate through the wet season normally. Then they have a kind of shortage of yield. And this shortage of yield leads them to grow the space, to grow their farm. While growing their farms, they step into the reserve, or they step into the places that have been dedicated to herdsmen for cattle breedings. Because we have two major communities in Burkina Faso. We have farmers community, and then we have herdsmen community. Farmers job is land, and herdsmen job is cattle.
So there's conflict building between the farmers and the cattle.
Yeah, there is a conflict between the farmers and the cattle herders because of the shortage of resources. Farmers are growing their land, stepping into the cattle herders' route, and stepping into the classified reserves as well. So, which brings the cattle herders sometimes to step in the farms, and the animal will grass the crops. And this has an immediate consequences because it's led to clashes between herders and farmers. And also, this can lead to radicalization of each community.
Yes,
And
you've got a lot of military, is it Jihadi? There's a lot of civil unrest in your country
there
at
is
the
a
moment.
civil unrest in my country, which is led by Jihadi, which is led by terrorists mainly. And those terrorists are taking advantage of this situation in my country, with this scarcity of resources, with this lack of job for youth, and also poverty. And they are recruiting amongst those poor community to continue this unrest. And for me, Western people needs to see this climate change has in a whole,
Aggravated.
aggravated this issue, this conflict in my country, because it is also a conflict for resources.
Well, I'll explain a little bit about my own vision for moving forward. I see the I see global conflict building throughout the world as we fight over resources. And one of the key drivers in that is our obsession with economic growth. So what I'm suggesting is that the whole world needs to be thinking about shrinking the global economy in an equitable way, so that those who are overusing ecological resources, very rich, scale down to just use what they need. I think that was an expression that you gave.
Yes, I think that if everybody in this world was taking just what he needs,
Yes.
then instead of what they want, the world will be healthy and everything should be at its right place. Taking what we need is caring for nature, behaving in a manner that we see nature as our beloved one, taking just what we need, not pumping all,
All her goodness from her, yes.
from the nature. What Africa needs right now, because I see this situation in Africa and African people before this modernization, before this mechanization, before this, new consumerism life of style, African people were just taking what they wanted, what they needed, what they needed rather than what they wanted. And what they needed is right in the nature. And that's why you will see them, they will hunt when they are hungry, they will eat when they are hungry, not what they want, when they want it.
Of course.
And what we need now, it's Africa needs climate justice. Africa don't need charity. Climate justice and also awareness of this global issue. And awareness will bring definitely climate justice and care for nature.
Well, you've lived in Oxford now for a good few months, and you can see how much we overconsume in the United Kingdom. It is criminal the way that we just assume that we are entitled to these lifestyles which are so ecologically damaging. We're situated here on the terrace in the Westgate Centre, and we saw earlier these heated pods for having lunch, and the whole idea of just heating a little pod, I mean, it's so inefficient. But it's just an example of what goes on all the time in my country, and I'm personally very ashamed. And I remember when I first met you, you asked this question of Frederiki Otto, the climatologist. You were saying, how can my people in my country believe that climate change is real when you in these affluent countries are behaving as if you can carry on in this wasteful fashion? So thank you very much for that excellent question.
Yeah, I'm very pleased that you still remember this question, because as I've seen this, the way people, the way the planet, the way the Western countries are tackling this issue of climate change, it's like we have two gears. There are one that are pushing for, and some that are pushing back, and this leads almost nowhere, because you have some people like you who are aware of this climate change, who want to do things to tackle the issue, but there are some people who don't want to lose their lifestyle, who just want to keep up living with the same consumerism style. But we cannot tackle efficiently this climate change issue if we do continue with the consumerism lifestyle.
Exactly. And as you know, I am in the process of starting a legal case against the United Kingdom government for pursuing a model of economics that is reliant on growth, and in that respect is ecocidal. So thank you ever so for joining us today.
Thank you very much, and I wish you good luck and courage, and I think that your initiative should be spread all over Western countries so that it will be a common initiative and a long journey start with one step.
That's a lovely note to end on. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.